Hang on. Okay, it is our third Coach University call. So I know that I posted in the personally sponsored coach page. So in case you're clicking, it just froze. Okay, in case you guys are clicking on this and this is your first call and you might be feeling maybe a little overwhelmed, that's okay. Know that the next Coach University is going to start in August. So August 4th will be like the next round of Coach University, in case you were wondering. And for some of you that maybe feel like you didn't have a really great kind of start to the month of July, I know that me personally, it was an exceptionally busy month, and now sort of having Summit right in the middle kind of threw a wrench into things. But with that being said, I'm really excited to be back from Coach Summit, to get back into our normal routine and to just help you guys reach your goals. So we're going to talk a little bit today about challenge groups, because obviously that is our goal. Our number one goal as Beachbody coaches is to start and run effective challenge groups so that we can help our customers get matched up with a fitness program that meets their needs, help them to get started on their fitness journey, and then support them from start to finish, so that's our main objective. And so obviously in that process, we're going to talk a little bit about how to support your customers, how to start a challenge group, a little bit more on that. And then today we're also going to talk a little bit about Success Club and what to do if you don't have any customers yet. All right. So before we get started, is there anybody that's on this call that has achieved Success Club so far this month? Anybody have points on the board at all? Megan, awesome. Excited for you. Anybody that has points on the board? At least 1 point or 2 points. Okay, good. I see some hands. Erica, Morgan, I see some of you. Okay, you guys are more than welcome to comment at any point in time if you guys have questions about this. So this call is meant to be, it's your coach training. It's your 30-day coach training. It's informal. I want you guys to ask questions as we go through this process. I know that the first 30 days, I should even take that one step further and say my first 90 days as a coach were overwhelming. It's a learning process, right? And so number one, I will say to you guys, probably at least 1 week out of each month for about the first 9 months, I asked myself, did I bite off more than I can chew? Can I really do this? How many of you are asking yourself this? Am I really going to be successful at this? And I don't have a social media following, or I'm not at my goal weight. Can I really be a successful coach? And if you haven't got a chance to listen to my Summit presentation, I'll share that with you. But yes to all of those things. You can do this. You can be successful. It doesn't matter where you came from. The only thing that matters is the mindset that you are feeding yourself moving forward. All right? So one of the things that I shared at Summit that I put in my presentation was that it does not matter. It does not matter your skill. It doesn't matter your talent. It doesn't even matter your background. So I have no network marketing background. I don't know anything about social media. 6 years ago when I signed up to be a coach, all I knew was Insanity. That was the only fitness program that I knew anything about. I did not know Shakeology or what network marketing is or what Team Beachbody was or how to even recommend a program to somebody else. None of that. I knew none of that. But what I did know was that everything that I needed to learn, I could find the answer to through Google, through the FAQs, through the Coach Online Office, and through what I've created for you guys, the Coach Training University. So all you have to do is be purposeful and mindful of setting aside the time each day to be coachable, to learning. I mean, you have to learn the skills. You have to be confident. And I like to compare what we do as coaches to becoming a pharmaceutical sales rep. So my best friend is a pharmaceutical sales rep, right? And before she's allowed to walk into a doctor's office and talk to a doctor, she has to know everything about the drug that she is promoting. Before she walks in that door, all of the signs, all of the symptoms, all the ways it can help, the studies, and she has to walk in there with utmost confidence that the drug that she is going to present to those physicians is absolutely worth the investment of that, right? She's trying to gain their trust. She's building relationships. She's taking them breakfast. She's making phone calls. She's getting to know all of them. And that couldn't be more That couldn't be more similar to what we do as Beachbody coaches. It's just we do it online, right? So if you aren't confident in your product knowledge, in the understanding of the business, and especially Shakeology, nobody's going to trust you. I mean, nobody's going to join you. You know, you have to absolutely see the value in it. So how do you become confident in it? Well, by educating yourself. So there are a lot of places that you can go to educate yourself. Number one, obviously there's a file section in our Coach University. Go to the Coach Online office. If you go into the Coach Online office, and when you're on your home screen of the back office there, on the right-hand side, there's just kind of a little box. It's kind of underneath the Coach Breaking News, and it says Video Library. Have you all found that? So that video library has broken out in categories: the fitness program, Shakeology, the business opportunity, even just general trainings, compensation plan, challenge groups. I mean, everything is there. And so I had a little like notebook, and I would set aside 30 minutes, 45 minutes every day, and I would educate myself. And so I would go through and I watched all the Shakeology videos. And on YouTube now, there's even a Shakeology YouTube channel. There's a Shakeology blog that you can actually subscribe to and read articles. And so I just spent time every day understanding what Shakeology was, because I didn't know. And so then I took it one step further, and I would think to myself, okay, when people ask me about Shakeology, I stutter over my words. Do any of you do that now? And you're like, I don't quite know how to explain it. I don't know how to talk about it. And so I started to think to myself, okay, I can't say that it's a protein shake. I can't say that it's a weight loss shake. I have to talk about Shakeology based on the person that I'm speaking to. So I understood that. But I also needed to make sure that I didn't sound like I was spouting out nutrition facts. Because when you're talking to somebody, or when somebody's talking to you, you want to hear things that are going to benefit you. So me personally, not a health nut 6 years ago. I did not know what a superfood was, nor did I really give a crap what a superfood was. I'll be blatantly honest with you, right? I didn't care about lowering my cholesterol because I was in my early 30s, and I just didn't care about that. I'd never had health issues before. I didn't have diabetes. What I cared about was convenience, was quick, easy meals that I could make, because I was really busy with an infant and a toddler. I found myself eating their goldfish. I found myself eating their leftover chicken nuggets. I found myself always running late. Like, I'm always late. And as I was like 2 minutes late to our call today, I'm always running late. And so in my mind, I have learned clean eating, and I believe in eating clean foods. But I also know that I'm late. And it's also nice to have something convenient that I just am like, shaker cup, bottle of water, packet of Shakeology, whip it in my purse, out the door I go. I can't tell you how many times I will sit in the car and I will mix up my Shakeology and I will drink that to and from. And so for me, those were my talking points, convenience. Also, very early on, I noticed that, okay, I have a 9-month-old and I have a 2-year-old, and I am, from the minute they wake up in the morning, I go, 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 go. And before Shakeology and clean eating, I would hit like 1 o'clock right after lunchtime. I'd put them down for a nap, and I literally would just bottom out in energy. When I started drinking my Shakeology for lunch, I noticed that I wasn't having that slump anymore. And I do believe a lot of that was the fact that I was eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, and Shakeology was giving me nutrition that wasn't like, I wasn't eating all carbs. I was eating a well-balanced meal, and it was giving me some natural energy. So I started to create in my mind my story. So Shakeology is, and I always say this, it's not a weight loss. It's not a protein shake, right? Because Shakeology should appeal to people that want to build muscle, or just want to be healthy, or already at their goal weight and want to have maintenance. I've been drinking it for 6 years now, right? And so I will say it's not a protein shake. It's not a weight loss shake. But for me, honestly, Shakeology has been that one meal I don't have to think about, because I'm always running late. I can easily grab it and go, throw it in my purse. I know that I'm getting the right protein to carb ratio that I've been taught through clean eating to give me a well-balanced meal. It tastes like a dessert, which to me, I have a really bad sweet tooth, so it definitely helps me curb that craving, and it has truly helped me to not only keep the weight off, but it's boost my immune system. Like, I can tell I definitely do not get sick as much as I used to. And when I start to get sick, I just drink 2 shakes in a day for about 3 days. And it's like, it just kicks it for me. I never get that full blown illness unless it's like a 24-hour stomach bug or something random that I can't avoid, right? And so that's kind of my elevator pitch when I talk about Shakeology. You can see I don't spout out facts or nutrition facts. I talk about it from my experience. And when somebody says to me, that's too expensive, I immediately come back and I validate that concern. I'm like, I totally get it, right? I thought that a bag of powder for $130 was crazy too, but it's because I had never tried it. And now, and I got to the point where I tried to manage it on my own. I tried to do clean eating. I tried to do the workouts without Shakeology. And I'll tell you, it made a big difference. Not only did I cut out 1 meal a day, it's only $4 a day. It saved me a lot of money from eating out, which I was doing a lot prior, and these are all the things that I've noticed. So, and I always say to people, like, give it a try. What do you have to lose? There's a 30-day money back guarantee. If it doesn't work for you or if you don't like it, you can get your money back. And so I'm just very confident at saying you won't know unless you try. And if you are at a point where you really want to make a change and I've inspired you, like, trust me, these are the tools that you need to succeed. I wouldn't lead you astray, and so I'm just very honest with the way I talk to people. And that is something that I have learned through just practice, talking, practice and sharing. I've been able to build that confidence. So when I first started as a coach, I would do this training. I would watch all the videos about the different fitness programs so that when somebody said, okay, I want to join your challenge group, I didn't just say, okay, you're all going to do Shift Shop. I would say, okay, what are your current goals? Do you have any, limitations as far as like physical limitations or injuries? What would you say your ability level is? I learned to create a back and forth conversation with people, and then I would make a recommendation based on all the trainings that I watched. All right. I hadn't tried all the programs, but just based on what I was reading and what other people were saying, that was how I would create the suggestion for people of what to do. And when I would sit down at the computer to do my Beachbody inviting or follow-ups, this was something that I had to do. I had to talk to myself, all right? Sounds stupid, but it really does work. I would get myself in like kind of a peak state and I'd be like, okay, everybody wants to join my challenge groups. I am awesome. I can do this, right? And I would say, I'm going to help people get results. I don't know how I'm going to help people get results, but I'm going to help them get results, and I'm committed to it. And I know I'm a good coach because if somebody asks me a question, I will always find the answer for them if I don't know it. And so I just got myself, when I would sit down, I would speak positively to myself and build that confidence. And then I would just go and I just do it. And I learned to just not overthink it, but just go. And so that's my piece of advice for you. Don't overthink it, just message. Just invite people, be genuine, have a conversation, and don't be afraid to ask people to make a decision. Don't be afraid to ask people to sign up. All right? So that's really important. And yes, I did, Shasta, get a ton of crickets, right? I would have people that would go all the way through the process. We would pick out the workout program, the Shakeology or the challenge pack. I'd send them the link. I'd tell them to let me know when they purchased, and nothing. And so in your mind, you also have to remember, I always think about myself. So there are times where people are curious, and then there are times where people are really ready to make a decision. And I tell this story a lot. So when Matt and I were buying furniture for our house, we went to every furniture store possible. And we went to Ethan Allen. How many of you know Ethan Allen furniture store, right? Okay, so went to Ethan Allen. The woman gave me her card. I gave her my information. I was not ready to purchase. I was just going in and gathering information. And so what did she do? She called me back. Hey, thanks for coming into the store. I have your quote. Here's the things that you were interested in. Here's what sale's going on. Would you like to make a purchase? I never called her back. I sent her straight to voicemail. All right. Then she called me again. I saw it was the same number. I let it go straight to voicemail. Why? Because I didn't want to tell her that I wasn't interested yet for whatever reason, right? Number two, I wasn't really serious about purchasing. I was more curious about just getting an idea of what I liked. How many of your people that you're talking to are really interested, but they're still in the curious phase? And so they haven't pulled the trigger yet. And even though you've given them all the information, they're just too chicken to tell you that they're not ready yet. And how many of you did that to me? Like you ignored my messages and you ignored my follow-ups and you ignored it when I invited you to try the Coach University, or you quit a challenge group because you just weren't ready yet. But then all of a sudden it's like, I have the money, I'm highly motivated, my pants don't fit, I see how happy you are, you've been posting on social media 3 to 5 times a day for the past 6 years, I am ready now. And so that's what you're working towards. So if people ignore you, take away that emotional connection to where you're like, this is a personal attack on me, and you just say, they just aren't ready yet. But I'll keep doing my thing, I'll keep following up with them, and maybe, just maybe, one day I'll hit it at the right time and they'll be ready to go. And so I've learned to not put all my eggs in one basket. If somebody says they're going to purchase, I don't trust it until I see it show up in my back office, because that just happens more often than not. And it's nothing to do with you. You're not a bad coach. It's just that they were more curious than they were actually ready to make the purchase at that time. So that's a very normal thing. But the best way you can keep people interested enough that they're going to make a purchase is through your social media. And your social media is really it's going to be like that kicker. It's going to kind of put people over the edge where they do make that decision. And for me, these were the things that really got people to commit. They saw my consistency over time. How many of you have had people say to you, oh, this is just a fad, you'll quit in 3 months, or this is just a hot thing that you're doing, or, there are some people that have done other network marketing companies before, and this is your second or third try, or maybe you've come back and you've rejoined Beachbody, you were a coach in the past. You have to prove to people that you're not going anywhere. You have to prove to people that this works. So at first, people were like, yeah, that's just that thing Melanie is doing. She's crazy. She's working out all the time. She's drinking that shake. She's lost it. And they were just kind of waiting for it to go away. But then once I started losing weight, even in the first 60 days, I only lost 11 pounds. You really couldn't tell a drastic difference. But people knew I was committed. I shared my results. And then I started doing P90X, and then my body really started changing. And so every day, every post, every time I would get results, every time I'd share a transformation update, I started to gain a little bit more credibility. People began to say, okay, well, maybe this is for real. Okay, that shake is really expensive, but it's really working for her. So maybe I should give this a try, and then they see that you're positive and you're inspiring and you're cooking recipes and you're sharing pictures of things you're doing with your family. And it's just all of that stuff sort of adds up to where people are like, I'm in. I trust you. I know that you're not going away. I want to be a part of whatever you're doing. So your social media is helping you to become credible in your business. And as annoying as people may tell you that you are not annoying them. You are intimidating them. You are actually pointing out the fact that they maybe should be exercising, or they maybe should be making better choices. And so what is the easiest thing for people to do? Attack you instead of look inward. And you'll find that. You will find that does happen. And that is a part of the process. We'll just call it our grieving process for Beachbody. All right. So it is just a natural process. So for you guys, the best thing you can do is continue on the journey that you're doing, but just kind of saying to yourself, okay, where could I step up my game? And where could I do a little bit? How could I not even just do more, but just be more purposeful with what you are doing? Because I don't want you to spend 24 hours a day on your computer feeling like you need to be attached to your Beachbody business. I just want you to be purposeful with the time that you do have. All right. So here's the thing. Yes, I absolutely set my social media public from the day I started to become a Beachbody coach, because you want people to be able to find you. All right. Also, don't be afraid to post. If you go back, has anybody ever gone back and looked at my very first social media posts, or my very first profile pictures? I mean, I've never deleted them. They're pretty crappy. I mean, a lot of my timeline banners are bad, but that shows people the progression that you've gone on. You want to show people that growth process, how you are getting better, and how you're moving through. So even as a new coach, I was adding friends on Facebook constantly. So let's kind of walk through this, all right? So I want to kind of flip gears right now and just kind of say this. We need to hit Success Club this month, all right? I've started a challenge group on the Challenge Tracker app for you guys, the Summer Slim Down and Shape Up. So if you have people you want to add to that, I need to know that. I can't read your mind. We're going to start Monday with day 1. We're working through preseason. We're going to start our preseason today. Getting ready to make that first post in there. So your job is to get 3 to 5 people who are going to commit to Shakeology in a fitness program, any fitness program. All right. So we need to get those people into that. If you have not reached Success Club yet, your job is to make a post about your challenge group. All right. So the things that have worked really well for me is to make an image and talk about the challenge group. So I will make a post and I will say, okay, coming back from Summit, I'm so ready to get back on track or whatever, right? I'm loving my challenge group that I'm currently in. I never thought that I would like at-home workouts. I always thought I had to go to the gym to get results. I always thought I needed a personal trainer. So think about what are some of the things that you thought about prior to signing up for Beachbody challenge groups. And then say to yourself, what is making you stick with it? And then in your Facebook post, you want to actually say, like, this is the first time I've ever stuck with a fitness program from beginning to end. This is the first time that I'm actually changing my nutrition and not just trying to out-exercise a bad diet. I love that I have a supportive community of people that are going to keep me accountable, right? I love that I'm learning how to meal plan in this process. And then you say, I want to teach you how to do that too, because I believe that this works. I know that I can help you succeed, and here is what we're going to do. Starting on July 24th, I'll be matching you up with a fitness program and the nutrition guide that will meet your needs. I'll help you determine that. Number 2, I will enroll you as a customer in my Summer Slim Down and Shape Up Challenge group. It's through the Beachbody Challenge Tracker app. For the next 30 days, I will guide you and support you to helping you reach your health and fitness goals. If you're interested, click like or message me for more information. So it has to be compelling. You need to tell people a little story as to who you are and why this is working for you. And then you want to tell people what you're offering them. All right. Then the biggest piece is at the end, leave a couple of spaces. Don't make this all run together, but leave a couple of spaces and say, it's time to take action, or now is your time, or space is limited, right? So give a statement, and then you say, if you are interested in learning more about this group, like this post or message me for more information. Then what you do is you post it at a time when people are online. So if you look at your chat bar on your Facebook, there is going to be a time in the day where you have a lot of people on. It depends on your target. For me, it used to be 9 o'clock at night. Now I find that my target has children that are school age, and we are actually online between 6 and 8 because that's when our kids are out playing in the neighborhood. I also find that my target market is on the computer between like 6 and 8 in the morning too. Whereas before it was like 5 a.m. or 9 a.m. because we were all sitting at home watching our kids and they were watching Bubble Guppies and we were surfing on the internet. So I found this like shift in when my market is available. So there isn't a high time that is universal. It's actually more of a high time for you. And so that's the time you want to post your challenge group invitation. All right. Then anytime somebody comments on any Facebook post or Instagram post, you always should respond. All right. If somebody says, I'm interested, what is your gut instinct? Just to send them a private message. But you comment back and say, I'm sending you a message now. Why? Number 1, social media is social. You need that back and forth. Number 2, the more interaction and back and forth, it shows people that you are responding. It also shows people, it also pushes your stuff back up in the news feed, which makes your stuff, it's like a popularity contest, especially Instagram and Facebook. The more comments and likes you get, the more your stuff pops back up for everybody else to see. So you want that back and forth to happen. All right. So you want to sit there. Don't post and run away and come back 5 hours later. Post your post, sit there for a little bit. Anybody that likes your post, send them a private message. So you would say, hey, Sarah, I saw that you liked my post about my summer Slim Down and Shape Up challenge group. Did you just like the post, or would you like some more information? I'd love to share it with you. That's an invite. That's a personal invite. When somebody comes back and says, yeah, I'm in, add me to the group, that doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. All right. That just means like, okay, there's a couple of steps we need to go through. We have to pick a fitness program. So can you just tell me a little bit about you? Like, what interests you in the group? Are you working out? Are you following any nutrition plan? And then from there, you can explain what the group is all about and then start working through the process of making the recommendations. All right. So that's the process you're going through. Your goal is to try to do, let's say, here's your probability. 1 out of 10 is going to say yes. So if you need to hit Success Club 5, you know that you at least need 3 people to buy a challenge pack. That means you at least need to talk to 30 people. So if you can say to yourself, I haven't talked to 30 people yet, then it's time to get moving. Every day, break that down. 30 people divided by 15 days, right? It's like 2 or 3 people a day. All right. So I don't math very well, but that's what I got for you. So let's just say 2 to 3 people a day, starting new conversations with. That is your goal. So if our challenge group starts on Monday, the 24th, every day this week, you should be inviting people. If for whatever reason they sign up and they don't have their Shakeology or they don't have their program in time for Monday, it's okay. They can kind of jump in when they get it. You can still add them to the group as soon as their order goes through, or you can team up with somebody else, maybe in this group, or maybe somebody you've met through our team page, and you can co-run a group, which means you kind of split the responsibilities of posting, and you can just pull one of my challenge group guides that I've shared with you guys in the Vimify Coach Training University sort of guide section, okay? So those are some of the ideas that I want to share with you. So number 1, when you hang up this call, you have to do a call to action where you actually have to invite people to join your challenge group, all right? Number 2, your image is important. When you scroll through Instagram or Facebook, what catches your attention? Think about that. What kind of pictures do you gravitate towards? What sort of wording? Is it emojis? Is it just text? If you see a big long paragraph, do you glaze over? So for me, when somebody sends me a really long email, I sometimes go, oh God, I can't answer this right now. I can't process that. But if somebody sends me a short paragraph, I'm more likely to read it. So you also want to pay attention to your style. If you don't like long-winded things, then don't be long-winded. Be direct and to the point. If you can't stand the same sweaty selfie that so-and-so is posting every day, I really hope you're not doing that yourself too. All right. So think about what is it that is going to catch somebody's attention. So that's really where your creativity comes into place. So our goal over the next 10 days is to get people into a challenge group, to talk to as many people as we can, and to make sure that our social media is we're raising the bar on our social media. And the last thing that I want to do before I start to open it up for questions is adding new people. So a lot of people, I see sort of two types of new coaches. The first type of new coach is the slow starter. That would be me. The slow starter is the one that doesn't have a big Facebook following or Instagram at all. Maybe you didn't even have an Instagram or a Facebook when you started. You don't have any credibility in social media or fitness or nutrition. And so you're starting from ground zero. And so you're the kind of person that struggles to hit Success Club the first couple of months, but then you get on a good roll because you're building your market. The flip side is what I call the fast starter. You are the person that has no problem hitting Success Club. People, for whatever reason, miraculously trust you. You've hit Success Club 5 or 10. It's really easy for you. But here's the mistake that you're going to make. You're not going to be adding new contacts. You're not going to be very consistent with your social media. Why? Because it's easy for you. And so you're not doing those little tiny business activities that are going to create a compound effect for you 3 months from now. So 3 months from now, you hit a screeching halt and you just like shatter your confidence and you quit. Because I see it all the time. These coaches have this great run, they're riding the high, and then all of a sudden they aren't doing the work all along because it's been easy, and then they don't know what to do and they get frustrated. So what can you guys do? You can prevent that from happening by doing your vital behaviors every single day, no matter what. All right. So let's just go through adding new people, because this is really important. When I add new people, I don't say a thing. All right. I don't go like, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. Or I don't automatically send them a message and invite them, because that's just, you're like flies on poop. All right. So people don't want to hear that. They don't want to be sold. They want to be inspired. Your job is to inspire them from afar. And to when they start liking your stuff, that's when you're going to reach out, because you're trying to attract them and get them interested in what you're doing. So if we look at, we're going to do Facebook first. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. And I'm going to go to my profile here. All right. And then I'm going to go to friends. When I go to friends, and yes, I have a lot of friends, and it was not like that when I first started. But what I do is I would go to find friends. Okay. When you click on find friends, there's a few things that you can see over here. Do you see where it says search for friends? You can search by your hometown, your current city, your high school. You can even search mutual friends or your college, employers. So what I did was I searched for when I first started coaching, I searched for my college. All right. That was one of the biggest things that I did. Why? Because and then I searched my sorority too. I put in Alpha Sigma Alpha, and what I did was literally, that was something we had in common. We went to school together, and I just looked for people that I went to school with, and I've done this a few times, so I'm pretty much out of people. So this Marley Rena Jacobs, all right, she's a babysitter. I could send her a friend request. She looks normal. She might be somebody I would want to connect with. This Chelsea Ioza, I actually see that we have some mutual friends. I'm going to send her a friend request. She looks kind of normal. All right. I see this Amber O'Brien. I see we have a few mutual friends. I'm not going to send her one. I typically stay away from guys. This person, Amanda, is already a coach. Not going to send her a friend request. All right. So there we go. That's number one. So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click Seton Hill University because I went to college there. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. And how long does this take you? Not very long at all. So then I went down through and I'm like, okay, that person I think is a coach. This person, Danielle Mock. I don't know who that is, but she seems kind of cool. I'll send her a friend request. See, look, there's no rhyme or reason other than these people just look normal. All right. Sending them friend requests. So there we go. So this is something super easy that all of you can do. And then every day you go down through and you pick something different. So then I went through and I put in my husband's name. All right. And then I looked at my husband's mutual friends. So who are all of the people that I may know that are his friends? And I go down through and I look for, and now it's hard because we have a lot of coaches, but I'll go down through and I'll look for people that maybe he went to high school with, or friends of friends. I'll do that. I'll even type in my brother's name. And because we went to, obviously we have mutual friends, and I look for his friends, and then I will send friend requests to those people. I'll go through, here's another one that I do. I will type in, let's see, another interest. Let's do current city, even just Mars, Pennsylvania is another really good one. Let me get these out of here. Mars, Pennsylvania. I've done that before. And then more people will pop up. I've also done, how many of you have like a school? So we have Mars PTO. All right, Mars Elementary PTO, that's the school. There are a ton of people that are in here. All I need to do is go to, do you see where it says 630 people like this? It says, let me see. I'm looking for events, community posts, info. I just sort of go down through, and what I do is I look to see who has liked it, and I look for people that I may know. Like, okay, I don't know this Mary, but I see that we have a mutual friend, so I'm going to send her a friend request, right? And I just go down through. This is how I find people. Super easy. I say nothing to all of these people. Here's like 31. Look at that. There's a ton of people that I don't even know. All right. So easy, very easy to find mutual friends. So go into the search bar. Maybe you type in Heinz. Let's see, Heinz ketchup, right? Because that's Pittsburgh. And then it'll even like have a bunch of places, like all sorts of Heinz, the restaurant, Heinz Museum, Heinz Food and Beverage Company. I can go check that out. All right. And then I can look to see, okay, there's 1 million people that follow that. I can go down through and look at all of the people that like it. I mean, it's just easy. This is how you can find new people. Super easy to do. You can do the same thing on Instagram. You can search your Instagram and you can find other people. Your goal is to just go through and send friend requests every single day. Now, here's what I do. When I send friend requests, go back to your friends. Do you see where it says friend request right here? When you click on that, it will say, if you go to view, see right here, respond to, and then it says view sent requests. Now, I sent all of these people friend requests. What I do is I go back through, and if they have not accepted my friend request in like a week, I will go back through and I'll just delete it out. All right. So like, for example, this person, I would just cancel the request. All right. So that's what you can do. So that way you don't have like 100 friend requests just sitting there. This is just an easy way to go through and cancel the request. All right. Okay. So I hope that that makes sense for you guys, and helps you out in this process. All right. Okay. So I want to stop that share and just show you. So that's really important for you guys to do, is make sure that you are adding friends. And then when people are liking, like my morning motivational posts, I always go through and I click on who has liked it. And then if it's somebody new, I'll send them a message. And those are people that I'll start to have a conversation with, and invite them to join my next challenge group. Okay, so that's where our focus needs to be. It needs to be on creating great social media posts. If you want some content or ideas on how to create social media posts, let's do this. I'm going to show you one more tip in this process. So if we go over here and we say to ourselves, I'm on YouTube, and we put how to create engaging social media. Oh, look, content. Let's see what pops up. All right. So if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, here you go. How to create social media content, how to create engaging content, how to create social media posts. Oh, look, these are coaches in here. So 6 tips for social media audience, how to create quick social media, tons of stuff. All right. How to get people to engage. There's all sorts. So maybe you say to yourself, I'm going to watch, a 20-minute one on tips on creating Facebook content. Chalene Johnson is another one that I like to watch. Chalene Johnson. And then how to build influence with video, how to save time on social media. Here's also, tons of stuff. Look for stuff that's within the last 6 months, and this will help you with content. So this is where I get a lot of my ideas outside of our team and our team pages. So hopefully that helps you guys. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I feel like I've given you a pretty strong call to action of finding these people, getting them enrolled in the challenge group, and getting people signed up. If you're struggling, please do not sit there and struggle alone. Ask questions. Send a message to your upline. Make sure you reach out to your coach and they can help you. Use Vimify. Post in there if you got questions. Tag your coach. Be active. One of the things that I will tell you is that I can't come through the computer screen and make you invite. I can't come through the computer screen and make you follow up. I can inspire you. I can give you tools. I can show you that it can be done. But the ball lies in your court. You know, the ball really lies in your court to set aside time every day to build your business, an hour or 2 hours, where you are purposefully doing things that are helping you to grow. And if you practice and you are consistent with it, I promise you, you will reach your goals. But it does take time. So is everybody reading The Compound Effect? Is everybody reading that? Please tell me you are. Okay. If you aren't reading it, that's the book you should be reading. If you're done with that book, there are tons of books that you can read. I've been talking about The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, a really good one, especially if you procrastinate or if you hit the snooze button or if you are fearful of success or fearful of failure. Read it. You can even get it on audio and listen to it again while you're driving if you've already read the book. So those are that's kind of the next step that I would encourage you to kind of go from here. And then there's some good books like The Go Pro by Eric Worre is a really good book just explaining like network marketing in general, like explaining to people, okay, how does this business actually work? And it wasn't until I read that book that I got the importance of building a team and building my business. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go through the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins is that book that I was just talking about. Okay, let's see. What is the max amount of friends you can request a day? There isn't a max. So, I mean, while there is, they'll send you a warning and they'll say, you friend requested too many people. So, you know, you just do as many as you want. I would try to maybe keep it like 20, 25, I think is fine. And then every week go through and just delete people that's been a whole week and they haven't accepted your friend request. I do not track who I'm requesting. I don't track who is adding me. Only thing I look at is engagement. I look to see who's liking and commenting. And every day, my job is to get a response out of people and get them to engage in what I'm doing. Because a social media post really means nothing if nobody engages with it. All right. So that is how I kind of gauge that traction there. That's what, okay, let's see. Do you PM people who you know are coaches? No, I don't friend request other coaches. I honestly encourage you not to friend request other coaches unless they're your friends. And the reason is you don't want to have to someday go through when you are big and successful and you hit your 5,000 friend limit and have to delete people because that really sucks. So don't friend request people unless they are prospective customers or prospective coaches or they're like your upline or your success partner. Just sort of keep that sacred ground. I went and friend requested all kinds of top coaches when I signed up, and that was stupid. You can just follow them because all of their stuff is public anyway, so just follow people that you want to see their information. All right, let's see. Can you talk a little bit about private messaging people to send them an invite? I think that Constantine, I think I've gone through that, but when I private message somebody, I give them a compliment. Like I tell somebody why I think that they would make a great coach, or I compliment them on something that they're wearing or something that they're doing, or I ask a question. And so maybe it's like, I noticed that you got family pictures taken last week. Who was your photographer? I really liked the sneak peek that I saw, and I'm looking to get family photos done for my family. I don't care if you're not really interested in getting family photos. It's a great conversation starter, all right? Ask somebody where they bought their jeans or their kids' clothes, or, you know, ask people a question to drum up conversation. So that's how you want to get started. And then it'll either raise awareness or that person's going to comment on something that you're doing. Or you just say, hey, I got to go. You know, I have a friend coming over. We're going to do a workout. I'll catch up with you later. And so you've kind of planted the seed about the workout thing. And maybe they'll ask, maybe they won't, but at least they're on your radar. And that's why I use the events, like those public events. I create those events on Facebook because then I just invite everybody and then I let them decide whether or not they want to join or not. So that's something else that I do. Okay, let's see. Julia is gone. Yep, it will be recorded. Let's see. Yep. Okay. All right. Any other questions that you guys have right now? Other questions or thoughts? Was this helpful? I feel like I owed you a really good call because I was not around last week and I think I was really tired the week before. So here you go. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. Good. Good. All right, so that's our game plan. Our game plan, you guys know what you need to do. What I always do, here's my to-do list for today. I always write down, I know you can't really see it, but it's a sheet of notebook paper. Literally, it's like ripped in half. And then all I do is I circle the top 3 things that I want to accomplish in the day. And when I sit down at my computer, I don't scroll the news feed. I just sit down and I look at my list and I get to work. So if it's making a post and then sending invites, if it's invites and then follow-ups, right? So anything that you can think of that is going to move your business forward, that's where you're spending your time. Everything else can wait. I scroll the news feed when we're watching TV shows. When I'm just sitting on the couch with the kids, I can quickly do that on my phone for 20 minutes. So that sort of is, you just want to make sure you're using your time as wisely as possible. All right, with that being said, my throat really hurts from talking all week at Summit, and you can probably hear it. It sounds terrible. So I'm going to let you guys go. We'll have one more call next Wednesday at 12 noon will be our last Coach University call for this round, and then I'll give you sort of what your next steps will be, and we'll go from there. So Cora, thank you so much. I appreciate those kind words a whole lot. And I'll get this recording posted in Vimify on our Coach University site. You can tag your team, you can share it, and we'll get moving. All right. Have a good day, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.